Well, here's my isolation room, the back room out the back. Just got home, as you can see from the reflection, and this is it. So my wife's lovely put the bed up, got some coffee and some nibblies, all my son's junk, left and right. But anyway, got the bass guitar, model aeroplanes up the back, some nibblies here, could be cold showers out the back, and it is in need of a clean up, which I'll do. I'll tidy all this up. And I've got the man cave out the back, a bit of work shed action. So this is it for the next 14 days. So this is where Rona Live will, there we go, and there's the outside. That's the back little garden area. I can sit out here. Bit of a cool. So signing off. So here are some of the things that the family made up for me. This is my son's camping fridge, the Engel. So in there we have vital supplies, which is some milk and a jar of gherkins. Don't mind that gherkins. I've got some little nibblies here, some coffee, bits and pieces, my jug, toaster, a couple of vitamins to start the day, a lot of crap needs to be cleared up, that'll be a work in progress. My son's got his PlayStation, PS3 or 4, and set all that up for me so I can maybe do some time with that. Over here we've got the bass section, so we'll be doing a little bit of cleaning up and then a bit of bass practice. Drums hidden behind the curtain, and my tax. Yep, I do my tax a year or two behind, so I've got a number of that to put together, and maybe clean up my hobby cabinet as well. So a fair few jobs ahead of me, and all the boring ones most probably before I get into the fun stuff. But that is my little abode, and that's what's before the rowing machine over there for a bit of exercise. Here's my very sad attempt at a citrus bush. It started off pretty well, and then the aphids got hold of it, the ants, slowly died off, but fertilised it to death, gave it some compost. In the meantime, I ended up growing a pretty good pumpkin vine. As you can see, it runs all the way along the ground here. And I just thought I'd let it go and see what happens, and it's grown all the way along there. It's heading its way down the stairs. As you can see, I've got a much better pumpkin than I do have oranges. So there you go, that's my very sad attempt at an Alan Searle gardening attempt. Oh, stuck here in lockdown, time to update the logbook. Tax in progress in the background. Something's got the bees going. Douse some smoke. There's the sugar that they've been having a little bit of time on, which is good. Here, that's the foundation frame we put on to give them a head start. They haven't worked their way out to the end yet, so that's why that hasn't been built on. But next one in should have a bit more activity. There's a little bit of pollen, that yellow pollen in there, you can see that. Here they are doing their thing, putting honey and a lot of nectar and the pollen in there. All those orange and yellow, different coloured flowers have different types of pollen, so they use that to feed their young. And they're also loading some honey up there as well. They often load in the top corners is where they put the honey. So they use that for food as if they need it, or else they add it to their stock. And you can see they're quite happy bees, quite friendly. No real drama there, which is good. And that's a really good brood pattern. That's where the queen has laid the larvae, and they cap that larvae with that slight sort of brown fluffy top. And if you look down inside, you'll see baby eggs. There's small eggs in those little holes there, which is a great sign that the queen is laying up. And there's a little guy just trying to get out now. He's just got to his 21-day incubation. See that small bee there? He's just trying to come out of that. He's just working. There's his antenna sticking out. He's going to climb his way out of that, and he'll then add to the bees. They only live for 6 weeks, and they spend the first 3 weeks in the hive doing jobs like making wax. As you can see, they've built this wax frame up really nicely. And they do tendering jobs, looking after the bees, cleaning out the hive, and then the next 3 weeks of their life they get airborne and start hunting for the pollen. So that's how they sort of do their thing. Start to hear the sound they make if they start to get aggravated. Once again, there's a great shot of the pollen inside there that they use for feeding. So that means here's a guy with some pollen on his feet. He gets those little ball sacks of pollen, he puts some sticky spit on it, and he flies in like little saddlebags. And he's got to find a spot there, and he'll then deposit that pollen into that spot to be used to feed the baby fellas. Once they've deposited the pollen, then he'll get airborne, go back out and get some more. So I'm pretty happy with that. They're coming along quite well. As long as that queen is laying lots of eggs, and that means the hive's getting bigger. So that's all a good sign. Really don't have to do much, just look after them. They generally do it all themselves. I end up being just a honey stealer, rather than a beekeeper, I think. Put the lid back on. And there they go, so I'll get rid of that. And bee inspection done. I know it sounds pretty lame, it certainly does with just recording that. It's much better when the band gets together and I just blend in with all the others. I'm not just popping it over the top there. But anyway, got to do the practice, got to get up to speed for the other lads. We got first fire of the season. Just ducked up, put it on for the missus, kept it nice and warm. Run back off to the cold, dark man cave.